Mono Red's not the only one that can bring out a surprise win. Delirium also has the surprise wins as well. Hey there! Are you tired of getting beaten down by Mono Red? Do you want something that's aggressive, but not Mono Red? Well, I've got the solution for you. Here, I've got Jund Delirium. That's right, not Gruul, Jund. That's black, red, and green. So what does Jund have to offer that Gruul didn't have? Well, that's Tyvar Jubilant Brawler. That's right, we're splashing black for Tyvar Jubilant Brawler. We're replacing Ren and Realmbreaker with Tyvar because both Planeswalker have a very similar -2 where you mill 3 cards, but whereas Ren and Realmbreaker, the -2, you get to put a permanent you milled that way into your hand. Whereas with Tyvar, you can pick any 2-mana creature from your graveyard and put it on the battlefield. And then we're also adding, I don't know how to say this, Osseous Stick Twister? The 2-mana 2/2 artifact Scarecrow, and it has lifelink. And then if you have Delirium, at the beginning of your end step, each opponent may sacrifice a non-land permanent of their choice or discard a card. Then Osseous Stick Twister deals damage equal to its power to each opponent who didn't sacrifice a permanent or discard a card this way. So at first, might not seem like a big deal, but eventually, with Omnivorous Flytrap or maybe even the Violent Urge, you can pump up your Stick Twister so that at the end of the turn, maybe your opponent doesn't want to take that damage. Also, the bigger the Stick Twister gets, the more life you actually gain because it has lifelink. We're also playing 4 copies of Seed of Hope. Typically, this card is not that great because sometimes you just don't hit a permanent, so you actually end up just not getting anything back. But in this deck, we don't care. We want to fill up our graveyard. So, Seed of Hope, great choice. Plus, you gain 2 life. Another great way to keep Mono Red from winning. And since we are splashing black, we can even add more removal like Go for the Throat. And honestly, I should have put Nowhere to Run in here, but I completely forgot. I do mention it in one of the games, but yes, the deck I'm playing only has 3 Go for the Throat. I should have 1 or 2 Nowhere to Run in here. Not only is a great removal, but it also can help with Delirium if you end up milling it. Land-wise, you'll see that I have 2 copies of Sulphurous Springs here. This is the list I have in the description, but in the actual games, I had 2 copies of Llanowar Wastes. And there was a couple games where I was bottlenecked on red mana, and well, if you don't have red mana, you can't play a lot of your cards, so I went ahead and replaced it with Sulphurous Springs. I think that will fix the mana a little bit more and make sure that you have the colors you need. Aside from that, a couple of the games I had a different number of same cards, but overall it was the same cards, just I think I was playing 4 Stick Twisters at first, and I went down to 2. It's a great card in certain situations, but it's not something you want to draw multiple copies of. But anyways, that's the deck in a nutshell. So without any further ado, let's just get to the games and see how the deck does. Here we go. Jund, 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 jund. Alright, on the play. And this is a keepable hand. Yes, it is. Patchwork Beastie usually survives turn 1. We'll take action. Yes, that's a good hit, and that's a good draw. And then we'll break out and get a Stick Twister. Take action. Attack for 2. Gain 2. That's a pretty good turn. I think we're up against Mono Black. So if they have a whole bunch of Go for the Throats, lucky enough for us, it won't hit any of our creatures. Hopefully we can hit something with our Tyvar as well. We will take action. So they are Golgari up the beanstalk. Ooh, we got Delirium. That's pretty nice. But yeah, I think we're still going to go for Tyvar. And -2.
I won't let you fall.
Ooh, that's a good one. We'll get rid of, I think, the Stick Twister for now. And a second Violent Urge is just icing on the cake. We can actually win next turn if opponent doesn't have some sort of crazy 3-mana board wipe. Especially if they tap out. Hopefully they tap out. You want to ramp, right? Opponent, you want to ramp. You want to play that Overlord. Draw that card. Because there's no way you're going to die next turn. That's also fine. Decline. We can only Violent Urge once. 8, 9, 10. Oh, so we're one short? We are one short. Okay. Well, that's fine. We're gonna do this. Next. All attack. Oh, wait. I think... And they have to, I think they have to discard, right?
We can do this all day.
Yeah. Sweet. Let me read the Stick Twister again. You think I would know how this card works because it's in my deck, but I'll be honest, I just saw the word Delirium and I threw it in there, but alright, or discard a card this way. Okay, yeah, so they could have discarded or sacrificed up the Beanstalk if they wanted. They just, I guess, didn't want to. Alright, on the play with unfortunately unkeepable hand. Though we could go turn 1 Patchwork Beastie, turn 2 Stick Twister, and hope to draw the red land. It's pretty iffy. I'm gonna go for it. I might regret it, but I can never turn down a turn 1 Patchwork Beastie, even if it is a bit painful. Up against Boros? Painful Boros. Okay. Take action. Ooh. Okay. Still no red mana. So this might go the way I thought it was gonna go. So this is you know, the aggressive Boros, but they seem to have been bottlenecked on red mana. But they're plotting Slickshot Show Off, so they're off to a good setup. Sorry, my alarm's going off. Take action. Ooh, yay. Alright. Do we go for the breakout? I think we go for the breakout, right? And then Wicker Folk next turn, maybe? Yeah. Ooh, okay. Fear of missing out, dumping the Wicker Folk? Oh, man. But I think that's what we have to do. Because that gets us Delirium. Yep. And I am going to double attack with the Stick Twister because it has lifelink. My opponent has to discard a card or take 2. And they're already down to 7 on turn 3. We have lethal next turn. Opponent could have lethal this turn. We'll see, but we are at 23 life. Slickshot Show Off a lot of times does not care how high your life is, though. So that's the scary part. But they only have 1 red. So that could be the end of them. Now let's see if they stay back to block. Oh, I guess they could have, what's it called? Sheltered by Ghost. Yep, Sheltered by Ghost. They probably take Fear of Missing Out, I assume. No, okay. That's interesting. So they're back up to 14. But I think Decline. I think we got him if we drew red mana, but we did not. Alright, so let me think about this. This becomes a 4/3, and it attacks in for, what is it? So 8, 6, okay, yeah, this is lethal. They have white mana up, which I think is a protection spell. I don't think there's any way they can stop this from happening. Next. Alright. All attack. We untap the Patchwork Beastie. I really don't think the opponent has anything for white mana. Usually it's just that, that protection spell. And then we attack in again. Alright, so that was pretty good. That was pretty good. If our opponent would let us attack in, of course. So, Mono Red's not the only one that can bring out a surprise win. Delirium also has the surprise wins as well. On the play, I'm gonna keep this. I can play this for. I can play the lair for green, and then play the cliffs on turn 2. Play Fear of Missing Out and dump the other Valgavoth's lair, and we'll be that much closer to getting Delirium. And maybe we'll draw an untapped land for Tyvar. Except we got Duress, so we will not be playing Tyvar probably. They might get rid of the Go for the Throat, depending on if they're creature heavy or control heavy. Yeah, they're creature heavy. Right, gonna Fear Missing Out the Valgavoth's lair. I'm pretty sure that we're gonna get the bat next turn. See? We got the bat. They're gonna take Tyvar. Oh, I meant to look at the graveyard. So right now we got an instant, and then we can get a sorcery next turn, so we will have Delirium next turn. Yay. Now hopefully we actually hit a creature that can attack. And if we draw untapped land, we can even... nope, never mind. We're just going to do this. Wildfire Wickerfolk is awesome. All attack. We will untap the Wickerfolk. And we're going to get in for a decent amount of damage. And then, if we have a decent amount of attack next turn, we can give Wickerfolk double strike. And win that way, maybe. Yeah, your hand's just full of Go for the Throats, right? Don't forget that Violent Urge gives you +1/+0. I always forget that, so when I do the math, I'm like, double strike 4, that's 8. But unfortunately, unfortunately, we can't win this next turn. So, do we Violent Urge or not? I forgot about the +1 life gain. If we're not gonna Urge, we might Fear of Missing Out. Get rid of the Patchwork Beastie. Yeah. Alright, let's try that. Maybe we'll draw a third land. We drew a third land. So that we can play the Stick Twister next turn. We'll attack in for 4. I'm assuming they have... yeah, Go for the Throat. Doesn't hit the Wickerfolk. We end the turn. And hopefully they don't have removal for the Wickerfolk. Archfiend Dross, though, is a problem. But we're gonna attack in anyway. We block. It's a good block. We'll get at least 4 damage in. And then now they have to either discard, sacrifice, or take 2. Okay, they get rid of duress. Liliana the Veil was a pretty good draw on their part.
Finished before brunch. I've always hated clowns.
They do attack in though. I was hoping to draw something I want to discard with fear of missing out, or rather something I could play, so I could play fear of missing out as well. But I'm going for the stick twister just so we can force them to either discard or lose 2 life, possibly even sacrifice their Liliana. Probably not though. Oh, never mind. Maybe they have another one in hand. They play out the land. Attack in. Ritual Chamber. Get a 6/6. Alright. We get Fear of Missing Out. Quicker Foe. We take 7 next turn. They attack in. They don't. Yeah. So no attacks. They're gonna probably take 2. I don't see them sacrificing anything. Yep. Then see what opponent draws. They might attack in with the 6/6 and leave back the cavern. Nope, they leave back the 6/6. Okay. Maybe they're leaving a card in hand to discard. No, they can unlock Unholy Annex, draw a card to gain 2. So what do they have in hand? Well, we did not draw very well. Okay, let me think here. If I attack in and untap the Stick Twister, gain 2. Alright. 4, they can't really block with the... Can only block once with... Well, I guess that's not true. Alright, because if I... Okay. Okay. So... Oh, they were just holding nowhere to run. In the turn, let's see... They might sacrifice the nowhere to run. Yeah. This is a tough one. We need to draw Violent Urge. If not Violent Urge, what else gets us there? Not sure. Opponent can't really attack in, but they're deep camp. Okay, never mind. Wonder if they have something. Another Ritual Chamber. Okay. Some sort of removal would be nice. Okay. Our card draw just is not there, so... Unfortunate. Got very unlucky at the end. Alright. On the play with a questionable hand. We could go tap land turn 1, turn 2, Fear of Missing Out, discarding one of the Tyvars, and then turn 3 Tyvar. Alright, let's try it out. I'm trying my best not to mulligan too much in these games. That's a great card to put in the graveyard. It's both land and an enchantment. Yep. We are against Golgari. Let's see if they are full of removal. Alright. Ooh, Seed of Hope. So if we draw untapped green land, we can Seed of Hope into breaking out. Doesn't happen. Oof. Alright, I think I'm just gonna attack in. I'm assuming they have removal ready. It's Golgari with mana up. Yep. And then I'll go ahead and play Patchwork Beastie in the turn. We can Seed of Hope during the opponent's turn. Glissa Sunslayer. Okay. You do not have removal. Oh yeah, so I was gonna add ooh, what do we want? Do we want another Tyvar? Can't really play it, right? So take action. Oh, there goes third land. Oh, here comes another one. So we don't have removal. We can bring... I guess we can just
Talk about this fight for centuries.
bring the Fear of Missing Out back. And we'll dump Patchwork Beastie. Okay, to draw another one. No attacks. Yeah, so I wanted to add Nowhere to Run so that I could hit removal with the Seed of Hope. As well as it'll help with putting an enchantment into the graveyard with Delirium. I guess we just block here. Well, actually, do I care about Tyvar at this point? I don't think so. Alright. We're gonna decline. Well, land is not what we wanted, but it's alright. Okay, so how do we want to do this? We need red mana. Oh crap, we don't have another red mana. So how much damage can we do? So 8, 16, 17, 18. We can do 18 damage. And they have to discard something. Okay. Next. All attack. Do this. We do this. And all attack. We get the Patchwork Beastie out. And the Stick Twister. Now there is a possibility that they already have the Veraska. How much is that? 5 mana? Yeah, so if they have untapped mana and Veraska, we will get completely poisoned out. But they do not. They gain 5. Alright, torch the tower. Alright, trying to think here. We can actually sacrifice all of these creatures, right? Again, we only have 1 red. Alright, no, I think this is still okay. Go all attack. Opponent is thinking which one to block. Okay, so all we have to do now is bargain. We'll hit. Doesn't really matter. Sure. We'll bargain off that creature. Okay. And then that should be game, right? Yes. All right. I probably thought about that way too hard than I really needed to. All right, we are on the play with a... Oh, okay, this is a keepable hand, I think. On the play, it's pretty aggressive. Not a lot of good ways to get Delirium on turn 2, but... You can at least get a 2/2 Vagabond Slayer. I wish we could have dumped that instead. We could get... Alright, I'm an idiot. I meant to play Llanowar Waste so I could play the Stick Twister. That's how you punt a game, folks, especially against Mono Red. Man. Well, maybe they'll play a round of removal. Oh, okay. That's fine. That is completely fine. Yeah. No Delirium yet, but we can get it. We can get Delirium with Violent Urge. So we'll play Llanowar Wastes. We can play the Stick Twister. Screaming Nemesis. Oh jeez. I'm just gonna go with no blocks here. Keen-Eyed Curator. Not really where I need this right now. Alright. Stick Twister. This doesn't get... yeah, alright. So, we do this. We do this. All attack. 2 creatures. Oh, they don't block. And they take 3. We gain that 3, right? Because we have lifelink? I was thinking we get double strike with the fly trap, but we do not. Alright. Let's just go for this.
I have arrived. It's not a victory without you.
I think Fear of Missing Out. And we can do this. Oh, and we did get Super Delirium. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go all attack. And double the counters, right? Yep. They're gonna wanna block. And we are gaining 6 life. Wow. I'm just gonna keep the land. Alright, sacrifice or discard because... well, okay. I was gonna say, it is 6 damage and another 6 life gained. Wow. I totally thought I punted that game, but... very surprising. And, yay, rank up. I'll probably get another game in here. On the draw, this hand would have been awesome on the play, but I'll still keep it on the draw. I don't expect to get Delirium too quickly with this hand, but We're up against mono red again. Ooh, and they're about to hit diamond. Huh. They don't. +1, so they go. Okay. They want to play Manifold Mouse. Okay, take action. That's not cool. Yep. And I'll attack. So, when you play these games, aggressive games, you have to kind of go, who's the beatdown, who's playing control. And in this case, we're probably not the beatdown, but we're gonna try to be. Hopefully we can get Delirium. Got Delirium. That's cool. I think it's like this. And then we Seed of Hope on their turn. They have 2 cards in hand. They have 2 double strikers. Or they're 1/1s. Okay. We lose our one of our dudes. So kind of wish that I still had that creature. Then we would have had oh, what the heck? Okay. I guess Tyvar. If we go for Tyvar, we can get Wildfire Wicker Folk back. But we need to block, right? Because we're taking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So about 7, depending on what they draw. So maybe having a blocker is not too bad. Okay, that's not too bad. Opponent does not have any good attacks. And if we can draw 1 untapped red mana. Or actually, no, it just has to be an untapped mana. If we can draw untapped mana, we can go Tyvar, get the Wildfire Wicker Folk back. They don't have lethal, do they? Okay, that's 2, 3, 4. Okay, so they just lost the game. Opponent just gave up, I guess. At this point, what am I missing? I got instant, sorcery, artifact, creature, and yeah, I guess I'm just missing Tyvar. Oh, wait. I was about to punt. Okay. 5. Yeah, okay, that's lethal. 1 attack. And give it double strike. Alright. So, this deck so far doing pretty well against mono red, as long as mono red doesn't have like a crazy draw. So, I'm pretty happy with it. And that concludes the gameplay portion of the video. So, again, I feel like Delirium is completely being missed out on. It does so well every time I play it. but I don't see a whole lot of people actually playing it on the ladder. This Jund version, I think, is getting closer to like the pinnacle of what the Delirium deck should be doing. This is very close to being like really aggressive and still being able to get Delirium pretty consistently. Obviously, you'll have less mana problems if you go straight up Gruul, but I don't know. I think Tyvar is completely worth adding that black mana. With that being said, some things to consider. I feel like we need a little bit more aggression in the 1-drops. A good option might be Paw Patch Recruit. If your opponent removes any of your creatures, you can pump up a different creature. So yeah, I think Paw Patch Recruit would be a pretty good addition to this deck, even though it doesn't really fit in with the Delirium package. Another one is Nowhere to Run. I mentioned it in the intro, but I think this card would be a pretty good addition as another card to help with Delirium. Scavenging Ooze. So between Keen-Eye Curator and Scavenging Ooze, I want to test out putting Scavenging Ooze down. Keen-Eye Curator, you can get its buffs without having to reliably have creatures be exiled, but Scavenging Ooze at least gains you life, and it's still graveyard hate. And yeah, those are the cards. And like I said, adding 2 Sulphur Springs and getting rid of the Land of War Wastes. Those are the changes I would think about, consider. I'm not too sure what you would cut to add these cards in there, but maybe you don't want the Fly Trap, being that you can't recur it with Tyvar, but at the same time, the benefits of the Fly Trap is really good, especially with your Lifelinker. But either way, there's still a few more tests I can do with this deck, but overall, I'm happy with the direction of going Jund instead of staying in Gruul. So those are my final thoughts on this deck. If you stuck around this long, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. And remember, have fun playing Magic, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.